Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 7 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Let's take a look at one of our 4 agreements. Create the perfect relationship between you and your body. Treat your body with all love, honor, gratitude, and respect. When you make it your goal to adore your body and accept yourself completely, you'll learn that you have the perfect relationship with anyone else you are with. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials up 113, Nasdaq up 20, S&P's up 9, gold contract up $16.10, trading at $1,658 an ounce. Silver up 72 cents at $31.08. Platinum up 16 at $1,570 an ounce. Copper up 8 pennies at $3.78 a pound. Light sweet crude up 31 cents. This little baby is almost hitting 105. We're at 104.43 a barrel. Bonds up 18 ticks at 142.16. King dollar down 10 ticks at 79.05. Euro is up 21 at 132, and the yen's trading out there down 38 at 80.96. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Well, I know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. You're up $9. You're at $13.99. You did volume out there of 738 million versus 822 yesterday versus 965 you're going into. Now, the high of the S&P out there is at 1422. We're actually into the downdraft of the 4th. That's saying that bottom line is that you can get up to basically 1405. You know, we'll see whether it can climb up to this 1422, which was the high. Bottom line is that you can see what you have happening here. You came down on the 965 million. We had made a high on the 800 million, which is a joke. It should have been 1.2, 1.3. You get over the swing today with lighter volume. You're going into the downdraft. Bottom line, folks, that is saying folks are walking back into the store. There's no one in the store. They're paying up for the product. We go to the S&P, the SPY. So what we have in the SPY is this. The SPY today went up on 124 million shares, going into the downdraft of 235 million. We're right into where the gap was, and when we had gap down, that level there is 140.39. We did 146 million versus 124 today, so that's the same setup. Now, what does happen coming into a Friday, of course, I can't see the whole thing pulling back on a Friday. We'll see where it shakes and bakes. Dow Industrials. What you have with the Dow, same type of setup in the Dow. Dow gets up $113. The Dow looks like it's going to spike the top, which is the 13,297 area. We're right next to it right now. Why not? Inside the Dow out here today, what you had moving the Dow was Walmart, which we know is a dead cat bounce. That was moving it. Walmart was up 2%. CVX, Marvell, and United Technology. Now, Marvell and Verizon have some juice behind them. There's no two ways about it. Marvell, bottom line up 70 cents today, gets into the swing point, takes out the swing point. You know, doesn't have the juice, but it had already had the juice up at that swing point. Verizon, VZ, same setup. And these equities, by the way, folks, have been paying monster dividends at the same time. But these phone companies want to basically stay up at these highs. Now, NASDAQ Composite. We go over to the Composite. What we have in the Composite is this. Of course, the Composite yesterday was all about Apple. Bottom line, the Composite just can't get any juice going. You're up $20, no doubt. 1.7 billion versus 1.9. Composite. What's intriguing about the Composite is this. The Composite was the strongest indice. Then, as it came off the highs of that 31.43, came down real hard to the 2,946 mark. Because Apple, yesterday you had the gap up with Apple, but Apple basically is hanging where it's at. And if Apple decides to hang where it's at, that Composite's not going to go anywhere. If we go over and we take a look at Apple, this is what you have inside Apple. Apple today, flat market, did 18 million shares. It closed at 607.70. So it did not close into the gap. And so this is what ends up happening with gaps. Apple came down into the gap. Now, this gap will get filled, folks, okay? You don't have a gap that's opened from 555 all the way up to 615. That's, 60? Yeah, it's a 10% gap. Gaps, that'll be filled. Just a matter of when it's going to get filled. So now watch what happened today. It got into the gap today, closed, though, inside the range of yesterday. So that's saying that, you know what, doesn't want to get into the gap at this particular point. Bonds. Let's go over to the bond market and take a look at bonds. What we had with bonds is this. Bonds rejected lower price, closed out at 142.17. We had 275,000 contracts. That's light contracts when it was trying to get down. Bonds are still building. The 30-year bond is still building cause to get into that 144 area. Gold contracts. We go over and take a look at gold. What we had with gold out here today is this. Gold contract goes up 15 bucks. Just doesn't have the juice. 115,000 contracts. Not enough. Has the juice, though. We're at 1658. That, I suspect, will go test out that 1670 to 1700 area. Now, what we do have is this. And we've been watching an Eagle. AEM did get wide price spread today, accelerated volume. And what you have, this gets interesting, too, because this is going to be something that on the next pullback you're going to want to look at, folks. So an Eagle, what it was doing was it was coming into the lows that were established on February 16th. That low was 31.42. You had volume of 8.5 million. Well, it got down to 31.98. It comes off that level. Yesterday it had the price spread, but not the volume. So check this out. This is a trip. I was watching this all day. I said, it still doesn't have the volume, still doesn't have the volume. Well, wait till you hear this, folks. In the last minute, what ended up happening, it's not the last minute. Where is it, though? Yeah, I'll show it to you. Wait till you see this last trade. It's pretty amazing, actually. In the last 10 minutes, you did a 500,000 shares. 500,000 shares. And so that means you did, what's that, 20%? Yeah, we did... Now, we did 10% of the volume in the last 10 minutes. Pretty incredible. So, now, that's the good part in the gold market. The bad part in the gold market, yesterday we even got a call on Gold Corp. Well, Gold Corp came out with their numbers after the close, after 5 o'clock, after we actually got the call. Bottom line, Gold Corp, lower lows, higher volume, just not there. Gold Corp has some problems. They have some production problems that are happening. We go take a look at King Dollar. What King Dollar has done is this. King Dollar is going right back to the breakout area, a day of strength, rather. That number is 78.79. We got to 78.90 today. You did 17,000 contracts versus 28. So that setup is that it does want to go higher. We look at the transports out here. Transports had a hard time out here today. They basically, well, actually not really. Sideways market. It's not the end of the world. They were down 55. That's not the end of the world, though. That's still in a consolidation. Transports are really just in a consolidation. Some of the high volume stocks, even though we didn't have high volume, but let's take a look at them in the context of what we have out here is that, let's put the S&P up. There she is. We had Intel up 36 cents. You had eBay up $1.19. Citigroup was up 20. We had Akamai Technologies. That got taken apart. That was down 15%. Starbucks Corporation was up $1.17. You had Wells Fargo up 49. ExxonMobil was down 78. Let's go to Akamai first, AKAM. With Akamai, let's see what do you have. Oh, man, this is a destroyed stock now. Okay, so Akamai comes down hard. Akamai is going to be going all the way after the 27.71 area down at where it had some strength in December. We go take a look at SBUX. Let's go see what's getting the juice inside Starbucks. Okay, Starbucks over here. Yeah, she has some juice. Starbucks wants to go to higher high. Juice it up with Starbucks, baby. No doubt about it. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back. We had the Dow up 113, NASDAQ up 20, S&P's up 9.5. We're going to be right back.